Do you know what one of the biggest time wasters in music production is? Yep, searching for the right samples. It kills your creativity, your flow, and most important, your valuable time. Music services like Splice, which I use a lot, have made it super easy to get access to tons of samples. I'm downloading new stuff every week. That's why having a solid way of organizing your samples is key if you want to keep the creativity momentum going. So let me show you how I organize my own sample library. Just to give you an idea, I have got over 8,000 samples spread across around 260 folders. All these are stored right here. By the way, you can actually change the folder image. I've picked a star for mine for easier visual access. Now, even though the folder is called favorite samples, that is not really accurate. This is where I gather all the samples I've downloaded from Splice and some favorite samples from before when I bought sample packs. Yep, there was actually a time before Splice. Let's dive into the folder structure. These are my main folders: kicks, 808s, snares, Vox stuff, sample stuff, and so on. Let's take a closer look at the kicks folder. Inside I've organized the kicks by key, like kick in A, kick in C sharp, etc. Then I've grouped them by character, and right at the top I've placed a kick sample pack from F9 that I use a lot, so that's why it's right there for quick access. Now, in sample stuff folder, I've split things into note samples and chord samples. Inside note samples, I've grouped samples based on the instrument. So if I'm looking for a muted guitar sample, I don't have to scroll through 8,000 files. I just jump straight into the right folder. Of course, building a system like this takes time. I already had 4,000 to 5,000 samples when I started, all arranged the Splice way by sample packs. So yeah, it was a bit of pain moving everything into the right folders, but honestly, totally worth it. One thing I've learned: don't be afraid to use lots of subfolders. Even if you only have one sample that's, say, a kick in a C sharp, create that folder anyway. Eventually, you'll get more, and it'll save you time later on. Another example: in the beginning, I was a bit lazy, so I just had snare dry and snare wet folders. But then I found myself scrolling through a ton of snare samples when I specifically needed a synthwave snare. Now I've broken it down further, first by snare type: acoustic, programmed, etc. Then by genre: EDM, trap, synthwave, and so on. So what's left to do? Well, I've been thinking about creating a favorites folder within each main category, like inside the kicks folder having a favorite kicks subfolder. I've tried it a bit, but honestly it's tricky. Depending on the track or mood I'm in, I end up dragging in all kinds of samples, so I'm still not sure if it's worth doing or just overcomplicating things. But it would save a lot of time if I, for example, had 3 to 4 kicks that I've used 80% of the time. That sort of creates your signature sound, which might be crucial.